Good evening. Welcome to yoga. My name is Danielle. Pretty much every class I teach, I'm going to cue 2 blocks and a strap. If you have those handy around the house, you might want to go get those now. If you don't have them handy, you can use pillows, like throw pillows from the couch maybe, or books for blocks. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a necktie or a belt or even a beach towel would work. So we're going to go ahead and get started lying down on the back. We're going to use one of our props. So again, if you don't have a yoga block, as an alternative, use a throw pillow from your couch or a bed pillow for this one because it has more padding than a book. We're going to come into a supported bridge to begin. So go ahead and come to lie down on your back. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat. And then lift up your hips and place your block to your low back. Take a moment here to find that sweet spot. And what I mean by that is the prop supporting your low back and your hips. And you want the sacrum supported as well. That's the diamond shape in the middle of your low back. So I always say bring the prop down lower than you think you need it. And then as you come into the pose, if you have tension or in your low back or your hips, you can walk your feet wide to the edge of your mat. That's going to give you a little space. If the hips and low back feel okay, just go ahead and keep the feet at hip-width distance apart. And then just feel your feet press down into the floor. Feel your hips get heavy on your prop. Feel your shoulder blades spread and widen beneath you. And then the back of your head, the base of your skull, is gently supported by your mat and the floor. Now bring your awareness to breath, to how you're breathing this evening. Notice your inhales. Notice your exhales. And if your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. And then begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow and steady inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air. And then open up your mouth. Sigh all of your air out. Good. Do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, side out. Good. Now seal your lips. Begin to inhale through the nose and out of the nose. And work on finding a rhythm to your breath that you can hold for the rest of the class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales. Use your exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles, the hinge of your jaw, and scan your body from head to toe. If you notice little areas that feel tight, tense, or sore, start to send your breath there. What can you soften? What can you let go of? Take one more deep breath here. Fill up to the top. Stay for the exhale. Side out. Good. Now from here, press down into your feet. Carefully lift your hips up off your prop. You can put that over to the side. And when your hips come down to the mat, you're going to keep the knees bent and walk the feet in until your middle finger can brush up against your heels or as close as you can get. And we're just going to add a little movement in this shape. So on your next inhale, press down into your feet, lift your hips, sweep your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hips and hands are going to come down to the mat slow, like you're moving through mud. Good. Let's do another one like that. Inhale. Exhale. You can start to go on your own breath. The inhales take you up. The exhales will lower you to the mat one vertebrae at a time. Good. Let's do one more round. That last inhale is going to sweep you open. The exhale lowers you down slowly with control. Once your hips and your hands reach the mat, bring your knees in towards your chest and your hands behind your knees, and then rock and roll the length of your spine a few times, just enough to gain enough momentum to come up to a seat. And then, before you do anything, bring that prop back up with you. Place that to the top corner of the mat because you may or may not use that later on. We're going to come into tabletop from here. And tabletop is a nice neutral spine. Think about stacking your shoulders over your wrists and then your hips over your knees. Your next inhale is cow pose. Belly lowers, gaze goes forward. Your exhale is cat. Round your spine, take your gaze down. Good, do another like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Good, now start to take the movements on your own breath. You can even stay a bit longer in one of the poses, especially if it gives your spine a nice stretch. Try to make the movements slow and articulated, linked with your breath. And of course, if you'd like to take other movements instead of staying with the cat-cow breaths, sometimes it feels nice to sway the hips or even look over the shoulders, but there's no right or wrong here. Just kind of go where your body wants to go. If you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. Good. Slowly come back to center, and we're going to take our first downward facing dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high, and press the thighs back. God, might feel nice to ease into the first one with movement, so go ahead, walk your dog, sway your hips. Really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times. Shake it no. Just allow the crown of your head to be heavy. And then on your next inhale, reach your right leg high and back. On your exhale, bring your knee into your chest, look forward. Bring your right foot to your right thumb for a lunge. And then back knee's going to come down, back foot's flat. On your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead for a low lunge. Good. Exhale as you settle. Let the tailbone drop. Let the hips scoot forward. Gaze can be forward, or if you want to work on balance, take your gaze up. Good. One more inhale here. And then exhale, sweep your hands back down to frame your front foot. And then curl your left toes and lift up to a lunge. Good. Plant your hands and send the right leg to plank. Pause here. Good. On your inhale, shift slightly forward on your toes. On your exhale, we're coming down to the mat. You can always bring the knees down first. Everything lowers down. And then on your next inhale, lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back. Little to no weight in the hands, baby cobra. Exhale, come down. Good. Now walk your hands off the mat. Tent the hands down like spider legs. Press down into the feet, and on your inhale, lift your chest for a super cobra. And exhale, lower down. Walk your hands into your rib cage. Inhale to cobra pose. Like a wave, lift your chest. Loop your shoulders at the top. Exhale, come down. Press up through hands and knees, and find your downward facing dog. Inhale and reach left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward. Left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, low lunge, arms up and overhead. Exhale as you settle into it. Press down firmly into your feet. Tailbone gets heavy. Gaze forward or up. Good. One more inhale here. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your front foot. Curl your right toes and lift up to a lunge. Plant your hands and send the left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, knees lifted or lowered, you choose. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come down. Walk your hands off the side of the mat. Inhale, super cobra. Exhale, come down. Bring your hands into your rib cage and inhale to a full cobra pose. Exhale, come down. Find your downward facing dog through plank or tabletop. So we'll just add on to that. Inhale and reach right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, we're going to take an open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Good. Curl your left toes, lift up, lunge. Plant your hands right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, chest to the mat. Walk your hands off to the side. Inhale, super cobra. Exhale, chest down. Hands into rib cage. Inhale to a full cobra pose. Exhale, release. Find downward facing dog. Inhale and reach left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come on up, low lunge. Exhale to that open twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, sweep down, reframe your front foot. Curl your toes, lift your right leg to a lunge. Plant your hands and send your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to the floor. Hands off to the side. Inhale, super cobra. And exhale, come down. Hands back into rib cage. Inhale, full cobra pose. Exhale to the mat. Find downward facing dog. Good. Inhale and reach right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Good. Inhale, come on up. Low lunge. Exhale to that open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, spread the fingers wide, engage your arms, no spaghetti arms. Really engage them. And then exhale, right hand to the back of left hip. Left arm goes up and overhead. Gaze can be forward or up. Good. Take one more inhale. Bring that right hand up to meet the left. And then exhale, sweep the hands down, reframe your foot. Curl your left toes, lift up, lunge. Plant your hands, right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, chest to the floor. Walk your hands off the side. Inhale to super cobra. Exhale to the floor. Hands back in towards your rib cage. Inhale, press up. Cobra pose. Exhale, come down. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale and reach left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, open twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, spread your fingers wide to engage your arms. Exhale, left hand to the back of right hip, right arm up and overhead. Inhale, left hand up to meet right. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Good. Lift your right leg to lunge, shoot your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come down. Walk your hands off the side of the mat. Inhale to super cobra. Exhale, come down. Bring your hands into your rib cage and inhale to your cobra pose. Exhale, chest to the floor. Press back to hands and knees, and then find child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels, your forehead, to rest to the mat, to one of your props. Or do what I like to do. Make a little pillow out of your forearms, rest your forehead there. Now consider this posture your home base. So what that means is that this pose is available to you the whole time that we practice. If you become fatigued, if you lose your breath, if I call out a pose and it's not working in your body this evening, know that you can take child's pose to reground and to reconnect. Take one more deep breath here. Fill your lungs, the back of your heart with air. Open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. Good. Let's press up to hands and knees. And from here, from your tabletop, I want you to walk your hands back into your, high up onto both your knees here, and you're in a kneeling position. You want the knees hip width distance apart, so that's both your hands in between your knees. Good. Now, bring your hands to your hips as you press down firmly into your feet and your kneecaps. Reach your fingertips forward, but then roll your shoulder joints back into their sockets. Good. Now, on your inhale, you're just going to lean back a little bit and kind of make like a Z shape with your body. And then on your exhale, you're going to come forward like so. Inhale, lean back, go back. Exhale, come forward. So you'll start to feel this in your quadriceps and your inner thigh. Inhale. And exhale. This time on our inhale, we're going to go back. And then we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back to center. Come back to hands and knees and take a moment to tap the top of your feet out. Good. Now, bring your right foot forward. Scoot the left leg back. You're going to know when to stop when you feel a stretch to the front of your left hip. And then you want to turn your right toes out to the edge of the mat. And here we are in our lizard lunge. Now, I highly recommend props or a prop underneath either your hands here, or additionally, if you want more sensation, you can drop down to the forearms. First, we're just going to hold this pose. So as you get yourself situated, take the gaze down and take your neck out of the pose. All of your awareness is going to your right hip. You might notice little pockets that feel closed or stuck. And that's what we're going to try to soften as we hold it. So you want to stay with that breath, with the inhales and the exhales. All right, take one more inhale here. Then on the exhale, if you did come down to your forearms, you're going to come up to the palms of your hands, bend your left knee, and then reach around with your right hand to take hold of that back foot. So this is where the block comes in handy. If you're tight in the front of your hips or your quadriceps, the block just brings the floor closer to you as you reach for the foot. Good. Take one more inhale. Slowly on the exhale, release the left foot. Good. And then you're going to wiggle that right leg back to center. Plant the hands down and send the right foot to tabletop. Pause here. Keep the hips high, walk the fingertips forward, and bring your forehead down to the floor for puppy pose. Now, if the forehead hovers, use a prop underneath the forehead. Notice with every inhale and exhale, chest moving closer down to the mat if it's not there already. Now slowly lower all the way down to the floor. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So forearms are flat and parallel. Bring your elbows in tight and then drag your fingertips across the mat. That'll make your chest shift forward. Look over your right shoulder just enough to feel a stretch to the left side of your neck. Come back to center. Look over your left shoulder just enough to feel a stretch to the right side of your neck. Come back to center. Lower your chest to the mat, slide your hands by your side, and press up to hands and knees again. This time we'll bring the left foot forward and scoot the right leg back. Turn your left toes out to the edge of the mat and then employ that prop to either put underneath your hands or maybe underneath your forearms. And as you settle down into the second side, the left side, you might notice it feels a lot different than the right. That's okay. We're not perfectly symmetrical human beings. We tend to have a tighter, stronger side and then a more flexible side. So just honor the difference between the two sides. And when you come to the stronger, tighter side, never muscle, never force. Use breath and gravity to open up. All right, take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, if you did come down to forearms, you're going to come to the palms of your hands again. Bend the back knee, and this time it's the left hand that reaches around to take hold of the top of the foot. Once again, really recommend a prop underneath the hands here because what it does is just bring the floor closer to you and allows you to catch the top of the foot. If you're just shy of catching the top of the foot, twist open in that direction to get that shoulder flexibility. Good, take one more inhale. On your exhale, slowly release the right foot. Wiggle the left foot back to center, plant the hands. Left foot to tabletop, pause. Fingertips walk forward, forehead down to the mat, puppy pose. Now slowly lower back down to the mat. We're coming into Sphinx again. But this time, take the gaze down and sway your head from side to side. Give the back of your neck a stretch. Good. Do one more on each side. Just even it out. When you come back to center, look forward. Good. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, bring your chest down to the mat. Bring your hands by your side again. And then keep the right hand in towards the chest. Bring the left arm out to the side. And roll over onto your left shoulder. You can pause and stack your legs on top of each other like so. If you want to deepen, take the top leg, bring it behind the bottom leg. The right hand stays in front of your chest for support, but you can also wrap your right arm around your waist for a half bind. If you think about how we walk around hunched over our phone and devices all day, this is kind of the opposite movement of that. I call it the shoulder dehuncher. Might be a little sticky. You might feel some sensation building, so just keep the breath going. If you can still breathe while doing this pose, you're doing it right. Now come on back to center and we're just going to do the other side. So it'll be left hand in, right arm out. You'll roll over onto the right shoulder, pause. You can stack your legs or you can deepen, taking the top leg behind the bottom, and then the left hand can either stay down for support or wrap around your waist for a bind. And as the sensation builds, just stay with your breath. Slow, steady, even inhales, full, complete, full exhales. Good. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, come back to center. Good. Slide your hands in by your side. Press up to hands and knees. And we're going to find downward facing dog. Send your hips high. Press the thighs back. Take an inhale here as we hold it. Stay for that exhale. Let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of the mat. Now on your inhale, bring your hands to your shins, come back to that tabletop flat back. On your exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, your arms up and overhead. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Good, now keep your hands to your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Feel your heartbeat underneath your thumbs. And just catch your breath. On your next inhale, fill up with something good. On your exhale, let go of something that doesn't serve you anymore. Just let it go. Good, release your hands down by your side. So we're going to do a balance posture. We're going to do dancer pose. So I'm going to actually kind of show you from the side. I think that's more beneficial for you. And since we start on the right side, I'm going to turn this way. So you want to bring your hands to your hips and just press down firmly into your feet to begin. It even helps if you spread your toes, all of them wide, lift the toes and spread them wide. And then when you feel the four corners of your feet engage, press your toes back down. Good. Now, bend your right knee behind you. Reach around, take hold of the top of the foot. And then you want to pull your knee back in towards each other. So knees in towards each other. This might be your work right here. This is a great place to stay, work on your balance. You can also reach the left fingertips forward to increase the challenge, or you can take full expression of this pose. Start to kick the right foot into the right hand, and then reach your left fingertips forward. I always like to do this pose around Valentine's because it's like a bow and arrow, right? You're pressing the right foot into the hand and you're reaching the left fingertips forward. Good, now slowly come back to center, release. Take a moment, shake out that left leg. And then I'll turn so you can see the left side. Take a moment, make sure that you feel your feet pressing down firmly into the floor. This really helps with balance. And then you're going to go ahead, bend your left knee, reach around, take hold of the top of the foot, bring your knees in towards each other again. Perfect place to just stay and work on balance. If you want to add another layer, fingertips reach up, or kick the left foot into the left hand, reach the right fingertips forward. So you're kicking and reaching here. Slowly come back to center, release. Take a moment, shake out your right leg. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale as we hold. Stay for that exhale. Sigh it all out. Good. Come on down to hands and knees. And then from here, you're going to reach the right leg long And then you're going to bring the right leg off the mat to the side, and you're going to press the right foot down as firmly as you can. So from this side, so you can see it better, it looks like this. And then you're going to walk your hands in towards your left knee, and then bring hands to hips like so. On your inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. And then on your exhale, we're taking a side body stretch. So left arm goes up and over your ear as you walk your right fingertips down your right leg. Good. Exhale, come back to center. Now, we're going to take a transition here. We're going to reach around with the left hand for the left heel. You can always curl your toes to bring that closer to you. And then the right arm is going to reach up and overhead. Good. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Good. Bring your hands down, your right knee in. Do a round of your cat-cow, let it go. And then I'll turn around for the next side. Left leg long, left leg slightly off the mat. Good. Plant the foot down as flat as you can. Walk your hands back until you're high up onto your right knee. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, side body stretch. Right arm up and over your ear, left fingertips walk down left leg. Good. Come back to center. Reach around. Take hold of the right foot with the right hand. You can curl your toes. Left arm goes up and overhead. Good. Take an inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Good. Hands down. Left knee in. Do a round of your cat-cow. Let it go. Good. Now, walk your hands back until you're high up onto both knees. We're going to take a camel pose. Once again, you can curl your toes here so that if you decide you're going to reach around for your heels, the floor, it's closer to you, right? Or they can stay low. You decide. Take your hands and bring them to your lumbar spine, your low back. Now, you can either have fingertips pointing down or fingertips pointing up. I'm a fan of fingertips pointing down. And then start to shift the hips forward, press down into your knees, and tuck your chin. This might be where you stay. But you can also deepen by reaching back for your heels. Good. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, you're slowly coming back up. And then we're going to take a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide, hips to heels, forehead down to rest on something. It's not unusual after an intense back bend like that to feel a little dizzy. So just take your time here, come back to the breath. Take one more deep breath in, fill up, stay for the exhale, let it go. Press up to hands and knees, take a seat, give your legs a little shake. Good. So we didn't do a lot of forward folding because I wanted the front of your hips and your shoulders to be ready for that back bend. Now we're going to make up for some lost time and we will do some forward folding. So before we do anything, we're going to take a seated cat-cow. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open wide. Hands where they're comfortable, shins, ankles, around your feet. I like to take my peace fingers and circle grip my big toes. On your inhale, it's cow pose. So shift the chest forward, take the gaze up. On your exhale, it's cat. Round your spine and take your gaze down. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to cat. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Now, when you come back to center, release what you're holding on to. We're going to fold forward from here. You can use props to make this posture a lot easier on yourself. You can stack your props to the arches of your feet like so, and on any height, so that when you start to hinge forward at your hips, your forehead has a place to rest. So that would be option 1. Option 2, take a block behind your heels, forehead comes down, like so. Option 3 is that you might not use props at all, and with a nice tall spine, you'll just come forward. Good. So go ahead and get yourself situated and start to fold forward. And once you do get yourself in a position, you can hold for a few rounds of breath. If you would like to deepen, walk your fingertips away from you. Let your spine round a little bit. Notice where you're holding your tension. Is it the back of your neck? Is it the space between your shoulder blades? Is it your low back or hips? Wherever that tension is, try to soften as we hold the pose. All right, take one more inhale here. And on your exhale, you're going to walk your fingertips back, lift up your chest, and then take a moment to give your legs a little shake. Okay. Keep the legs long. Take your right peace fingers, circle grip your right big toe. And then lift your leg, bend your knee in front of you so that the shin's in front of you, and cradle your leg with your hands and your arms. Start to rock side to side. Just bringing awareness once again to the right hip. Good. Now take the right leg, cross it on top of the left. We're going to take a twist. So the right hand comes behind you as the left arm hugs the top knee. This is going to allow your right shoulder to roll open and back. Now gaze will either be past right shoulder, or you can align your chin with your chest. Always be mindful of your neck in a twist. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, come back to center. Give your legs a little shake. And then left fingertips circle grip the left big toe. Lift leg, bend knee, cradle shin. Rock side to side. All right, now cross the left leg on top of the right. Left hand comes behind as right arm hugs the top knee. Left shoulder rolls open and back. Gaze where your neck feels best. Take an inhale. Exhale, come through center. Give your legs a little shake. Now, we're going to do one more forward fold with the legs long this time. This is where your other prop can come in handy. So a yoga strap, a belt, a necktie, a beach towel can loop around the ball mounds of your feet. And then give yourself a little slack on your prop until you find a nice tall spine. So what I mean by tall spine is pressing the sit bones down into the mat as you reach the crown of your head up. And then flex your toes towards your knees so that not only are you stretching out the backs of your legs, but you're getting a stretch to your calf muscle and the arches of your feet. Take a nice deep breath here. And then slowly on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. So you'll walk your hands up your prop to deepen. If you don't need the prop, just go ahead and take your bow, place your hands where they're comfortable. You don't have to catch the feet. That's not the goal. The goal is to stretch out your spine. just once again come back to that breath rhythm. Slow, steady inhales, full commitment exhales. Good. Take one more deep breath in. On your exhale, slowly start to walk back, lift up. Give your legs a little shake. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper them back and forth. This is a nice release after a pose like this, especially if you felt tension in your low back or your hips. Good. All right, we're coming down to the floor from here. I want you to take one of your props with you. Have it handy where you can reach it. And then go ahead and lower down. When you get all the way down to the floor, take a good morning stretch and just reach through your fingertips and your toes, circle out your wrists and circle out your ankles. Good, now bring your hands down by your side. Bend your knees. And then we're coming back to that same shape that we started class with, but we're adding on. So you're going to lift your hips, scoot the prop underneath your low back and hips, just like we did. And then we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest and feet up towards the ceiling. So this is our inversion. This is waterfall. If you feel wobbly, hug your prop for support. Otherwise, you can just rest your hands where they're comfortable. When we're inverted, we reverse our blood flow. The science behind that being that when you reverse your blood flow, it has a calming effect on your body and your mind. So just let that sense of calm wash over you here. Let your hips get heavy on the prop and just let that sense of calm come. Very slowly, float one foot down to the floor, and then let the other foot follow. When both feet are down, you can lift up your hips, place the block off over to the side, and as your hips reach the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Good. And you can stay like this, or you can take a happy baby. Happy baby, you'll grab for the sides of the feet with your hands and pull your hips down. If that doesn't feel good in the low back, knees to chest. Add movement here if you'd like. Maybe sway side to side. If you took a happy baby, you can straighten your legs one at a time, maybe both together. Just a nice opportunity to rock side to side and give your low back a little massage. Good. Now slowly just come on back to center, and you're just going to release what you're holding on to, knees or feet, and let the legs go long. We're going to set up for our rest pose. You want to take a moment to shift your hair, your body, your clothes, get as comfortable as you can in this position. Allow the breath to return to natural and spontaneous. No forcing it, no controlling it. Just in and out. Nice and easy. Feel how the mat and the floor supports you here. Feel the back of your head press down firmly into the floor and mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. Feel your heels press down into the floor. You're supported. Now, if you have more time to devote to rest pose, I recommend another 5 to 10 minutes. However, if you're ready to be guided out, And you're kind of sick of watching me lay here. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Sway your head from side to side. Bring the knees in towards the chest, but this time roll over to your left or your right side. Use the strength of your top arm to press up to a seated position. And as you come into an easy seat, bring the palms of your hands together, press your thumbs into your sternum, and feel your heart beat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for joining me for yoga this evening, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care.